Moving out. So a few spots along the coast still getting the rain, as I was pointing out earlier, but almost all of really most of our land areas and our populated areas around the North Shore and the metro area of New Orleans dry now after that line of storms charged through this morning. Still some rain, though, if you're around Port Sulphur south to the Gulf. Grand Isle getting some rain, Port Fourchon as well. Thankfully, though, this is not severe weather anymore. Severe warnings ended. Our watches really just about over, and we are seeing still some watches to the east of us, some severe weather there. But thankfully, we're finished with it for this point for our part of Louisiana and Mississippi after getting 1 to 2 inches of rain for many of our locations earlier with that line of storms. And as I was pointing out, these are just a couple of high wind gusts from around the causeway, 40 to 50 mile per hour winds recorded there. But these are the damage reports around Kentwood and Laurentier, like you saw Alyssa out there and like we heard about. Our line has moved to the east. There is still active weather, including a big severe watch and a couple of active tornado warnings, one pretty close to Atlanta out to the southeast of Atlanta there and one in the corner of Alabama here. Our temperatures are still somewhat cool. We're in the 60s. I'll show you a closer look in a second. But as we look at our high-res model, here comes this front passing through later tonight, and it won't make a big difference, but you can see clearly no more rain expected. What we may actually see tomorrow is the front passing back to the north as a warm front, so no really big cool down or chilly kind of weather is coming up this week. In fact, we'll be looking at near record warmth and probably hitting some record highs later this week. I'll show you in a second. Not so right now, though. 68 degrees. We still have clouds. I do anticipate some breaking up of the clouds like we're seeing for some northern spots right now. Temperatures in the 60s to lower 70s. Winds still from the south up to about 10 or so miles per hour. Through the rest of this afternoon, we may top out right around 80 or lower 80s. That's if the clouds do indeed break up and allow us to get some sun and warm us up. And this evening, we'll be back in the 70s. Only a slight chance of rain. And we are looking at the drying out kind of conditions through this afternoon and tonight. And then for most of the week ahead, not expecting rain really until maybe the second part of the upcoming weekend. Southwest winds about 5 to 10 miles per hour for today, and tonight we'll continue with some pretty low winds, about 5 miles per hour from the west and eventually northeast. Partly cloudy and not quite as muggy. Our dew point temperatures will drop a bit, but still only to lower 60s for those dew points. So that's still a little bit of humidity, but a bit less muggy than what we saw over the past couple of days. In the upper pattern, what's coming up for the rest of the week? Well, we have a high pressure area over here building and strengthening out here over the extreme western Atlantic. So that'll do a couple of things. First of all, that'll warm us up. That tends to bring us a warmer kind of forecast. And also check out that strengthening high, and then also right out to the west, a pretty strong low. So when you have those two features, a lot of times you can see winds picking up between these. So we are expecting not only warm weather with winds coming from the south, but also rather windy conditions, 15 to 20 or so mile per hour winds starting Wednesday through the end of the week. Our high temperatures, by the way, getting to middle and maybe even upper 80s. I put in our record daily high temperatures. Wednesday, it's 85. Thursday, it's 86. Friday, 85 again, and Saturday, 86. So we may have, it looks like 4 days that will be at least right around, maybe even surpassing record highs before we get back into the 70s with our next front moving in over the weekend. So for today, finished with a severe threat. The rain is going to be ending even for coastal spots that are still getting some rain. That'll be happening in the next hour or so. And then a little less humid and warm weather tomorrow, but the lowest high temperature actually that we're expecting for this week. Then we warm up, we look for that windy, and starting Wednesday also more humid kind of forecast again. This weekend, slight chance of rain Saturday, but it's looking more so Sunday. We're expecting maybe our next system with some scattered showers and thunderstorms.